This is the third flight in our transcontinental adventure in the Bonanza. Again, we'll be exploring XPlane MapEnhancement and how well it copes with the changes of scenery as we travel across the US. A few oddities this time, not going to lie, but still very good. We're starting off in Meade. We'll end up in St. Louis, which means we've made some significant inroads, and we can more or less smell the finish line. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, if you enjoy this content, why not consider a small donation through the coffee link in the description of this video to help me. Okay, so we're at Meade Municipal. We're in the Bonanza. Apart from starting up, we're ready to go. So we're just going to fill up with fuel, and then we will crack on. 5 hours flight time, that's more than enough. And let's just have a quick look at pressure settings and the like. So we've got, actually the best runway is the Grass 26, which is quite handy because it's close by. Alright, we'll go with that. And the pressure setting, just have a quick look, is 3011. Okay, so let's just get started. We'll get this thing running, and then batteries are on again. That's very annoying because I definitely turned them off. That means that batteries will be rapid. Okay, I definitely turned that off as well. Okay, so beacon on, engine light on, nav lights on. Okay, switches, mixture. What have I missed? Fuel is definitely on, isn't it? Yep. Seems to be a day for frustrations today. There we go. Just took a bit of time to get going. Okay, avionics on. Actually, while we're doing that, what did we say it was? 3011. All right. Transponder. Not transponder, sorry. FD, altimeter units, inches. Hang on, missed it. 3011. Okay. Alright, let's get this up and get the flight plan loaded. Let's just export the flight plan. Okay. Bit odd. KMEJ. Okay, right. Okay, so flight plan, we're going KMEJ, enter. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So let's taxi out. Oops, missed. Easy miss. Okay, backtracking. Can we? No, we can't, can we? There isn't any alternative to backtracking the wrong way, unfortunately. What are we talking? Well, to be honest, we might just as well take off with the tailwind. Go in the air. Got plenty of runway. And VR head tracking. Ah, beautiful sunrise, isn't it? Today we're going to take a very simple route to St. Louis. We'll just okay. Then we'll give it nav. That should be fine. But it looks to me like something like 6,000 is going to be found. So I think what we'll do is we'll set the target altitude at 6,000. Okay. And we'll set flight level change mode. And then just let it run. Okay, so this flight in the beautiful dawn is going to take us over Kansas and over Missouri, and we are going to end up in St. Louis. So we'll have made some significant progress in our crossing of the continental US. Now here we see something which is going to be a bit of a theme, and that is switches in the ortho photos. Very obvious to the eye. Now it is a weakness in the ortho photo model, which is I think the reason why Laminar are exploring an alternative. However, for all its flaws and faults, it still remains the best way of improving the look of XPlane scenery at the moment. this big lake that we're coming up to now is the Clark State fishing lake, and it's one of the major checkpoints along the route that indicates that we're travelling in roughly the right direction. So, Clark State Fishing Lake. I think we might just change the weather a bit, not a great deal, just fix the visibility, because I just think what's the point of flying over beautiful scenery and then not being able to see it. And here's another example of those oddities with orthophotos. And I guess it's inevitable if you travel over long distances that you will discover variations like this. As we pass north of Wichita, we find another ortho oddity here, with the orthophotos becoming a little bit darker as we fly towards them. So you've heard of El Dorado? Well, that's El Dorado Lake, and very impressive it is too. another change in the ortho photos coming up. Body of water, you can see to the north there is the John Redmond Reservoir, and Burlington in Kansas is nestled in between that reservoir and the other lake there. And so we edge over the Kansas-Missouri border. Now we come to another change in the ortho photos, and I think I would say probably the most beautiful ortho photos of this flight, even if they're not entirely seasonally correct. Those, those lakes you can see below the right wing mark the northernmost part of the Ozarks, which obviously we've enjoyed flying around a lot, and which is famous for its short strips and bush flying culture. So that greenery you can see on the rolling map with 3VS inside it. That's the Mark Twain Forest in Missouri. Would you believe? As we approach St. Louis, it's time to work out uh, where we're going to land. And I think what we're looking at is 30 right, and we're going to pick the RNP approach for 30 right. So if we just keep going down, we will find, there we are, actually an LPV approach. We're going to go into XPlane, I think. Yeah, here we go. We'll activate that, and we will let the autopilot do its thing. Now we can see XA Snow doing its thing. I think I still think the transitions between not snowing and snowing are a bit odd, but nonetheless it's definitely an improvement over default XPlane for sure. Well, that's a strange ortho oddity, isn't it? Running actually along the route of our flight for a change. Okay, so now we're approaching the start of the RNAV approach. We will be turning at Hixham and then following our way down. We're going to try using vertical navigation. See if it works. I've not had any success so far, and I can't work out whether because that is caused by me not operating it properly or whether it's just not set up to work on this aircraft. I'm going to have to do a bit more investigating, I think. But let's see how we get on. And we line up on the runway heading. You can see the Mississippi on the map that we're going to fly over in a minute. We came to St. Louis once on a road trip years ago and took a paddle boat tour of the river. Very interesting it was too. Before we leave St. Louis, we need to take a little tour of downtown and see if we can see the arch, see if the arch is modelled. Right, we're going for vertical navigation now, and that should result in us dropping down as we go to exhale. But I'd say it's not working on the basis that we're still at 5,000 feet and we're approaching exhale. This could get interesting. I think we may just have to give up on vertical navigation. Yeah, it's not working, is it? Try one more time. Nah. Let's just use vertical speed, I think. Very high now, it has to be said. So we're going to have to come in very, very steeply to compensate. Obviously, in the real world, you'd probably go round at this point. So whatever it is that I'm doing wrong, I'm going to have to work out. So whether what I'm doing wrong is relying upon a plane that's not capable of using vertical navigation for vertical navigation, but then why's the button there? Or whether I'm just operating the system incompetently, I'm not sure. But we will work it out. Autopilot off. Down we go. So this was all one take. So there's no fancy editing involved in this particular landing. That's important when we land, as you'll see why in a minute. Okay, there goes the undercarriage. Bit of crosswind going on there. Which is a bit odd because according to the indication on the PFD, the crosswind is coming from the other side. Maybe I was just overcompensating. Maybe that's what it is, or maybe it's a bit of turbulence, who knows. Okay, here we go.
$300. $200. $100. $50. $40. $30. $20. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3.
There goes the snow.
1.
Very strange. Very strange. Okay, we will exit right here, I think. Which looks like the kind of cargo handling and GA end of the airport. So. And vacated. So we made it to St. Louis. I've got a few bits and pieces to learn with the autopilot, which I will continue to explore. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.